Sometimes when it rains, it pours. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 crying in the rain scenes.
Just wait for me!
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be focusing on scenes from live-action movies, as many of these scenes reveal major plot points. A spoiler alert is definitely in order.
You win! I'm done. Please, I don't want to do this anymore.
Number 10. Lorraine Warren cries over the fear of losing Ed, The Conjuring 2. Ed and Lorraine are back, this time to investigate the haunting of the Hodgson family's London home.
And they all live together in a little cricket house.
Having had a vision of Ed's death during an investigation, Lorraine spends the bulk of the film terrified of losing her husband. After being separated, while trying to save Janet Hodgson from demonic possession, Lorraine hysterically begs Ed to wait for her in the fear that her vision might come true.
I can't wait! I'm going on ahead!
No, Ed, don't! Stop! You can't fight this alone!
In a movie so drenched in horror, it is a rare surprise to have such a sentimental scene. Ultimately, Ed decides to go deeper into the house alone, leaving Lorraine crying after him in the torrential downpour.
Ed, no! No!
Number 9. Francesca leaves Robert. The Bridges of Madison County. Over the course of this film, Meryl Streep shows remarkable depth as Francesca, a war bride who's given the chance to see what could have been. In just 4 days, Francesca and Clint Eastwood's Robert realize their intense connection, but have to cut their affair short when reality comes knocking, and Francesca must return to life with her family. In a heart-wrenching scene, Francesca glimpses Robert in the rain while out with her husband. The two never actually exchange a word, making the uncertainty all the more palpable for both the characters and the audience. Given one final chance to pursue this new life, she ultimately makes the difficult decision to stay. Number 8. Captain Stacy's Funeral, The Amazing Spider-Man.
So I want you to promise me something, okay? Leave Gwen out of it.
He can sling webs, climb up walls, and save an entire city from a giant lizard attack. But unfortunately, he couldn't save Captain Stacy from his fate.
You need to be gone when they get here, okay? I'm not going anywhere.
After his vicious death by Lizard, Captain Stacy is honored with a tearful funeral in the rain. While this might be a much-used movie trope, it doesn't make the scene any less meaningful. After mourning her father, Gwen Stacy engages Peter in an emotional confrontation that leaves them both in tears. She asks why he didn't attend the funeral, and Peter breaks up with her, explaining that her father, with his dying breath, made him promise to keep away.
Stay away from me, so I'd be safe.
Number 7. Tears and Rain Soliloquy, Blade Runner.
If only you could see what I've seen with your eyes.
In this sci-fi thriller, Rick Deckard is tasked with retiring enhanced androids called replicants created and outlawed by the Tyrell family. One such replicant, Roy Batty, struggles to comprehend his human-like emotions and the inevitability of his death, and so he returns to Earth in search of Tyrell in order to extend his 4-year lifespan. As Batty's time runs out, the hunter becomes the hunted, as he chases Deckard across rain-drenched rooftops. When he catches him, Batty saves the man sent to kill him and monologues about his experience as a replicant and how those memories would be forever lost, like tears in the rain.
All those moments will be lost.
As Batty dies, Deckard shed tears, nearly invisible in the downpour.
Time to die.
Number 6. Jyn Erso When Her Father Dies, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story.
No. Papa, come on.
Having spent years on her own, after watching her father get taken away by Imperial officers, Jin Erso is brought into the rebellion in hopes that she can help them find him. After viewing a hologram revealing that her father was actually working secretly to sabotage the Death Star, Jin and the team track him to an Imperial research facility as Jin watches helplessly as her father is shot down during a rebel airstrike. Jin runs to him through a deluge, kneels over her father's body and weeps as he dies in her arms before he can tell her all the things he's wanted to say.
Look at you. I have so much to tell you.
Number 5. Michael runs after his son, Click. While Adam Sandler is known for his body yet heartwarming comedies, this emotionally intense scene comes completely unexpected. Work-obsessed, Michael Newman has inadvertently fast-forwarded through years of his life with his universal remote.
What the heck happened? I didn't even touch the remote!
After waking up in the hospital after suffering a heart attack at his son's wedding, Michael tries to dissuade him from missing his honeymoon for a business meeting. Michael chases his son out into the rain and collapses to the ground. In his final moments, Michael gives his son one last piece of fatherly advice: always put family first. Number 4. Kissing in the Rain, Castaway. After 4 long years stranded alone on an island after his plane goes down in a storm, Chuck Nolan finally makes his way home.
Well done!
Having escaped on a raft, Chuck returns to find his family has presumed him dead, and the love of his life, Kelly, is married and has a daughter with another man. Chuck and Kelly share an emotional reunion and a bittersweet farewell. In a final goodbye to the man she loved, Kelly runs after him into the rain, jumps into his arms, and they share a passionate kiss. They confess that they will still love each other, but come to the ultimate realization that she has to return to her new life.
I love you too, Kelly. More than you'll ever know.
Number 3. Crying in the Rain, The Notebook. This Nicholas Sparks adaptation about star-crossed lovers torn apart by their opposing families is well known as a tearjerker.
This is not about keeping your promise, and it's not about following your heart.
In this emotionally charged scene, even the characters can't hold back the waterworks. Reuniting after years apart, Noah and Allie spend a magical day together involving a romantic ride in a rowboat.
It's beautiful what you did.
Just as the two are pulling into the dock, it begins to rain. Allie finally confronts Noah about the giant elephant in the room, or in this case, boat.
I waited for you for 7 years!
The two confess that they never stopped loving each other and pick up exactly where they left off a few years earlier.
Still isn't over.
Number 2. Andy Dufresne's Escape, The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my holy God.
Unlike the other entries on this list, this emblematic scene is the only one in which the titular character expresses tears of joy. After years spent in prison for a crime he didn't commit, Andy Dufresne concocts the perfect escape plan. After waiting patiently for a loud and thunderous storm to mask the sound of his escape, he finally crawls his way through a hole he dug into his cell, and through a tiny sewage pipe out into the pouring rain outside the prison walls. He begins to cry as he looks up into the dark sky, raising his arms in triumph. Number 1. Elsa Cries at the Fence, The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas.
Are you not allowed out? Why? What have you done? I'm a Jew.
This tragic Holocaust film tells the story of a German boy, Bruno, who befriends a Jewish boy, Shmuel, through the fence of a concentration camp.
I'm Bruno. Shmuel.
Bruno's mother, Elsa, is determined to move her children away after finding out the true nature of her husband's work in the camp. One day, Shmuel tells Bruno that his father is missing, and wanting to help his friend, Bruno, innocent to the camp's purpose, changes into a striped uniform, goes under the fence to look for his father. Discovering he's gone, Elsa and her husband Rolf send out a searching party, leading Elsa to find Bruno's clothes just outside the fence. Realizing what's happened, Elsa cries heartbrokenly for her son.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.